Dances with Wolves, the beloved epic film that captivated audiences with its stunning cinematography, powerful performances, and heartfelt story, changed the way we viewed Westerns and Native American portrayals. The film's ensemble cast, including standout performances from Kevin Costner and Graham Greene, left a lasting impact on cinema. However, behind the camera, many of the actors faced untold struggles that were far from the heroic characters they portrayed on screen. Tragically, several cast members of Dances with Wolves passed away under heartbreaking circumstances, leaving behind stories of pain, loss, and resilience that viewers never knew about. In this video, we will uncover the dark, untold truths about the lives of these beloved stars, revealing the tragic ends they met and the hidden battles they fought. Prepare to be moved by shocking revelations and the emotional legacies they left behind. Wayne Grace as Major. Wayne Grace, born on May 7, 1940 in Pomona, California, is best remembered for his role as a stern U.S. Army major in Dances with Wolves, 1990, a performance that added emotional depth to the film. Although his role was brief, Grace's portrayal embodied the fading military presence on the American frontier. A dedicated actor, Grace's career spanned both television and film, including appearances in Star Trek and voice work for sci-fi video games. Despite his professional success, Grace faced personal tragedies. In 1977, his wife Elena passed away from ovarian cancer, leaving him to cope with grief while raising their newborn son. This loss cast a long shadow over his relationships, with his second marriage ultimately ending. Grace became a private figure, retreating into his work, and later withdrew from the public eye to focus on family life. Wayne Grace passed away on August 13, 2022 at 82 after battling bladder cancer. His death marked the end of a career characterized by understated yet powerful performances. With a net worth of $2 million at the time, Grace's legacy lives on in the enduring impact of his roles, even if Hollywood never fully recognized his quiet brilliance. Floyd Redcrow Westerman as 10 Bears. Floyd Redcrow Westerman, born on August 17, 1936, on the Lake Traverse Indian Reservation in South Dakota, was an actor, musician, and activist best known for his portrayal of 10 Bears, the Lakota chief in Dances with Wolves, 1990. His role embodied the strength and sorrow of Native American cultures, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. Beyond acting, Westerman was a passionate musician and advocate for Native American rights, using his voice to raise awareness about land rights and cultural preservation. Westerman's life was marked by personal hardship, beginning when he was sent to a government-run boarding school at age 10, where his identity was stripped away. His grief deepened when his son Daniel was sentenced to 20 years in prison, a trauma he expressed through his music. Despite these challenges, Westerman's resilience remained unshaken, and he continued to work in film and music until his final years. Diagnosed with leukemia, Westerman continued to create until his death on December 13, 2007 at 71. His net worth was estimated at $2 million, a modest sum reflecting his lifelong dedication to his craft and advocacy. Westerman's legacy lives on in his art, music, and unwavering commitment to justice for his people. Doris Leadercharge as Pretty Shield. Doris Leadercharge, born on May 4, 1930, on the Rosebud Indian Reservation in South Dakota, was a distinguished Lakota elder, educator, and actress. She portrayed Pretty Shield in Dances with Wolves, 1990, at the age of 60, bringing a deep authenticity to her role. More than just an actress, Doris was dedicated to preserving Lakota culture and language, serving as the film's language coach and ensuring linguistic accuracy. Raised in poverty, Doris faced many struggles throughout her life. She left school at 14 to support her children, especially after the death of her first husband. Despite these hardships, Doris earned a degree in education at the age of 54 and became a Lakota language professor at Sinte Gleska University. Her work helped preserve a language that was at risk of being lost. Doris's personal life was marked by sorrow, including the tragic death of her daughter Cheryl in 1979. Despite her grief, Doris poured her heart into her advocacy for her people and culture. Doris passed away on February 20, 2001 at 70, with an estimated net worth of $500,000. Though her achievements in Hollywood were significant, her lasting legacy lies in her dedication to the Lakota language and culture, and her tireless efforts to preserve them for future generations. Maury Chaykin as Major Famro. Maury Chaykin, born on July 27, 1949 in Brooklyn, New York, was an actor renowned for his intense, versatile performances. At 41, he portrayed Major Famro in Dances with Wolves, 1990, delivering a haunting portrayal of a deranged military commander. Despite a brief role, his performance left a lasting impression, capturing the fragile nature of authority in the changing world of the American frontier. Chaykin's career spanned over 4 decades, earning critical acclaim for his roles in films like My Cousin Vinny, 1992, and The Sweet Hereafter, 1997. Known for portraying flawed characters, he earned several award nominations, including a Genie Award for Best Supporting Actor. However, Chaykin's personal life was marred by deep grief. The sudden death of his sister, Naomi, in 1994 from a brain aneurysm profoundly affected him, triggering a downward emotional spiral. He also struggled with obesity, which further impacted his health and well-being. Despite these challenges, he continued to work, co-founding a film festival and returning to theater. Chaykin passed away on his 61st birthday, June 27, 2010, from heart valve complications. His net worth was estimated at $6 million, but his true legacy lies in the emotional depth he brought to every performance. Charles Rocket as Lieutenant Elgen. Charles Rocket, born Charles Adams Clavey on August 28, 1949, in Providence, Rhode Island, was an actor best known for his role as Lieutenant Elgen in Dances with Wolves, 1990, at the age of 41. His portrayal of a rigid military officer, marked by quiet disdain for the changing world, added depth to the film's exploration of the fading military authority on the American frontier. Rocket's career began in underground art and theater before he became a popular figure on Saturday Night Live in the early 1980s. However, his career took a sharp turn in 1981 when he was infamously fired from SNL after accidentally swearing on live television. The scandal, which overshadowed his promising career, haunted him for years. Personal tragedies further marred Rocket's life. In 1998, he lost his younger brother, Andre, to suicide. As his brother's caretaker, the emotional toll was overwhelming. Rocket's grief deepened, and he withdrew from both his career and personal relationships. On October 7, 2005, Rocket was found dead in a field near his Connecticut home, his throat slit. Though the authorities ruled it a suicide, the circumstances remain unclear. He was 56 years old, with an estimated net worth of $3 million, a stark contrast to the personal battles he faced. DonaldHHotton as General Tide. Donald H. Hottton, born on March 29, 1933 in Springfield, Illinois, was an actor best known for his role as General Tide in Dances with Wolves, 1990, at the age of 57. His portrayal of a stern military figure added complexity to the film's depiction of fading imperial power. Though his role was small, it left a lasting impression, symbolizing the decline of military control in the American West. Hotton's career spanned stage, screen, and television. He appeared in notable films like The China Syndrome, 1979, and The Bodyguard, 1992, building a reputation for his commanding presence. Despite professional success, his personal life was marked by isolation and emotional struggles. His marriage fell apart, and the strain of long absences led to estrangement from his children. A defining moment in his life came in 1987 when he received a letter from his son, returned with "Return to Sender" stamped on it, a symbol of the distance between them. As he aged, Hottton struggled with depression and withdrew from the industry, living a quiet, isolated life. His death on April 14, 1999 at 66 from natural causes went largely unnoticed. With a net worth of $1 million, his legacy remains significant for the emotional depth he brought to his roles, despite his quiet personal life. Robert Pastorelli as Timmons. Robert Pastorelli, born on January 9, 1957 in New Brunswick, New Jersey, was an actor known for his role as Timmons in Dances with Wolves, 1990, at the age of 36. His portrayal of the wild-eyed, sharp-tongued wagon driver brought a raw, unpredictable energy to the film, leaving a lasting impression despite the character's sudden death. Pastorelli's role in Dances with Wolves was part of a broader career that saw him navigating both comedy and drama with ease, making him a memorable figure in Hollywood. Pastorelli's breakout role came when he starred as the lovable but eccentric Elgen, the house painter on Murphy Brown, a role that earned him critical acclaim and a loyal fan base. However, his life and career were marred by a series of personal tragedies. The most devastating event occurred on March 15, 1999, when his 25-year-old girlfriend, Chaen, was found dead in their Hollywood Hills home, a bullet wound to her head. Initially, it was reported as a suicide, but the circumstances surrounding her death were suspicious, and the lack of a suicide note or clear motive left lingering questions. The tragedy devastated Pastorelli, and it wasn't long before his career began to spiral. Friends and colleagues noticed the dramatic change in his demeanor. Once celebrated for his charismatic energy, he became reclusive, and the whispers of guilt and suspicion followed him everywhere. In the years that followed, Pastorelli struggled to rebuild his life and career. He returned to the theater, co-founded a film festival, and even attempted a comeback in Hollywood. But despite these efforts, he was unable to escape the shadow of his past. In 2004, as the LAPD reopened the investigation into Chaen death, Pastorelli was found lifeless in his bathroom, the cause of death ruled as an overdose of morphine. He was 49 years old, leaving behind 2 daughters and a life filled with mystery and unresolved pain. Jimmy Herman as Stone Calf. Jimmy Herman, born on October 25, 1940, in the Cold Lake Reserve of Alberta, Canada, was an actor whose life was deeply intertwined with his cultural roots. He portrayed Stone Calf in Dances with Wolves, 1990, at the age of 50, bringing rare authenticity to his role as a noble Lakota warrior. His performance, though brief, lent gravitas to the film, offering a silent strength that resonated with the heart of Native American storytelling. Raised on the Cold Lake First Nations Reserve, Herman faced the challenges of colonization and cultural erasure from an early age. As a young man, he struggled with alcoholism, battling the inherited trauma of his people. But by his 40s, Herman began to reclaim his life. He sobered up and enrolled in the Native Communications program at Grant MacEwan College, eventually stepping in front of the camera for the first time in Dances with Wolves. His presence in the film was a testament to his dedication to his heritage and the long road of recovery he had traveled. Despite his success, Herman's life was marred by a deep personal loss. In 1983, during the height of his recovery, Herman lost custody of his 2 youngest children after a lengthy legal battle with provincial authorities. The decision to take his children away was a painful blow, one that he carried with him silently for the rest of his life. He never spoke publicly about his children, but friends noted that he kept their baby shoes in a cedar box in every home he lived in, a small token of the grief that never fully healed. Despite these personal struggles, Herman remained a strong advocate for his people, becoming a voice for indigenous rights through his work in radio and film. Herman passed away on September 13, 2013, at the age of 72 from a heart attack. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $2 million, an amount that reflected his quiet labor in an industry that rarely made room for men like him. These are the stories you might not have heard, but they are the ones that truly matter. As we reflect on the lives of these actors, it's important to remember their humanity and the struggles they faced behind the scenes. Which story moved you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe to honor the lives of these unforgettable actors.